Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat. And I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for another edition of the most honest and unfiltered AEW Dynamite review on wrestling YouTube. It is AEWramble, episode 43, a great episode of Rampage. Just to warn you, Jimmy, we already have people asking me what that means. So...
What's wrong with y'all? What does that mean? It was a great hour of television. That's exactly what it means.
I am here with the man of 44,000 subscribers. I feel like that number goes up every week. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, the biggest critic of Tony Khan on wrestling YouTube. He is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed half of that show. Let's get to it.
Absolutely. We are here to review the May 18th, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite. Yes, AEW Dynamite was on my birthday. Jimmy didn't know it was my birthday until I told him it was my birthday. Just wanted to tell you also that.
Wait a minute. Was that not the first person to wish you happy birthday? Was that not me?
On the wrong day, yeah. Like
it was 12:03. It was 12:03.
Yeah, where you are. That's true. It was like 5 a.m. my time. But yeah. But yes, he said, "Oh, happy birthday then." Great way to say happy birthday. But yes, he did. But yes, it was from May 18th, 2022, and it was in Houston, Texas. We got a lot to get into because this was,
you know what, didn't have a lot to get into? That stadium. Nobody in that fucking building. God damn. Ugh.
What, in Houston?
Yes. Did you see all taped up parts of the building? You see when Moxley came out, all empty ass seats? You see all the darkness up there at the top? I went, Jesus fucking Christ, Houston hates fucking AEW more than they hate abortion.
Yeah, like already, we're like only 3 minutes in. We're only 3 minutes in, sir. But yes.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Hill Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I did tell people during the live stream yesterday watching the show Elite Heat. I did tell them that Jimmy was probably gonna bypass his record low of last week, which was 8 disclaimers.
Oh. Probably, yes.
We haven't even got into the show yet, but you see what it says here. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. So show your appreciation back by dropping the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And this is an interactive show, so we want to hear from all of you. Give us your thoughts in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But the best way to have your comment highlighted to show your support for the True Hill Heat YouTube channel is to send a super chat donation. We are a self-funded YouTube channel, so the best way to show your love for all of our contributors, Jimmy, myself, is by sending those super chat donations. And
that's the best way to help the channel. The best way to help me is to shut the fuck up with your awful opinions. It causes me less stress.
He's like, I am all for breaking my
The
record
words and
love.
opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right, fuck it. Under 10 though. Under 10 though.
Under 10, ladies and gentlemen. Bay says, why does my screen say a great episode of Rampage? Jimmy explained why.
Yeah.
CM says second hour is where the disclaimer is going to be used most heavily. Seems possible. Negro Bug, Nick Jackson, who was there live last night at AEW Dynamite, says, sup everyone, had a great time at the show last night, but boy howdy, were there some shortcomings. So he even feels the same way as you, Jimmy.
Everybody should. I would hope so. We all watched the same show, didn't we?
Absolutely. Ninja Mortis says he didn't watch the show, but he just wanted to drop my support. We appreciate that as always, good brother. Chase Oliver with the happy belated. Thank you, Chase. I always appreciate that. Roxy says the crowd was great last night.
Yeah, they were great. All 12 of them. They were fucking fantastic.
And we got CM and Chase all calling. Guess one. First one is free. First one is free. No, always costs. The Frantic World saying, wow, already. Kid get money. He says, I'm actually on time today to the review. I was late for work today. Prioritize. We appreciate that. We are a priority here. CM already calling off too. Film Nation calling off too. Negro Buck says he was there live. So he said, had to tape off a lot of seats because it's where a college basketball team plays. But the crowd was way better than 8 months ago.
They had to tape off a lot of seats because there's usually a lot of people that can fit in that building. And there wasn't a lot of people there last night. Oh, okay. I hear you.
Kid Get Money says, well, we are off to a good start and haven't said anything about the show yet. Pretty much. And Film Nation is right. He says, I like the part how Jimmy makes SP3 laugh. Love it. Yes, he does. He definitely does. He definitely does. But yes, as we said, the show last night, AEW Dynamite, was from Houston, Texas. Despite all the empty seats, Jimmy, what did you think about the crowd that was there?
I thought they were mostly great. Mostly. Once Jericho and them got started, they kind of got heavy with the Austin stuff, which listen, Austin's one of the GOATs. It is what it is. My favorite wrestler.
But it's been 20 years. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. I'm sick of the what chant. I'm sick of it. I'm over it.
I have been for a while.
Yeah. I'm tapping out for the what chants. I'm on one. But yes, we started off with the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament quarterfinal matchup between Samoa Joe and the Joker. And the Joker was none other than Johnny Elite. Not Johnny Wrestling, not Johnny Gargano, like AEW on TV's Twitter account said. But yes, Johnny Elite, the artist formerly known as John Morrison. He got a very good reaction. What did you think about the reaction for Johnny Elite? Maybe it was because they thought he was another Johnny, but he did get a good reaction.
Oh, shit. I hadn't even considered that. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good reaction for him. He's in great shape. And yeah.
Getting into the matchup, Houston seemed a little split in their support for both men, but like Jimmy said, Morrison or Elite was in good shape. The two men traded kicks early on with Joe cornering Elite and laying in chops. Johnny gets control with a front face lock. He then flips out of a back body drop and hits a cartwheel into a lariat. Joe goes to the floor and Elite follows with a cartwheel dive from the top rope to the floor. Back from break, Joe cuts Johnny Elite off with a shoulder block that spins him inside out. Joe follows with the atomic drop, the big boot, and the senton for 2. I remember when back in like the TNA days, that was so crisp. Now Joe does it very, very slowly. He makes sure he gets that in. Joe goes for the muscle buster, but Elite flips out of it. He follows with a moonsault Samoan drop, which was pretty nice. And then he goes for a 450 splash, but it was an ugly for a 50 splash as Joe was too far away. Elite goes for the Starship plane, but Joe gets his knees up. He then follows with a series of palm strikes and then hits the Muscle Buster for the 3 to move on in the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. I thought that this was a solid opener that didn't connect all the way at times, but you can totally tell that this was a match that was 100% called in the ring. If you watch enough wrestling, you could tell when a match is called in the ring, and that was a lot of calls in the ring for that one. After the match, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Santam Singh come down to attack Samoa Joe. Lethal nails Joe with a lead pipe to his taped up arm, and then the best friends come down to make the save and run off the heels. Jimmy, what did you think about this opener between Samoa Joe and Johnny Elite and the post match?
I love AEW because, as I always say, this is the alternative. So we got to start with two 40-year-old wrestlers wrestling each other, two WWE former stalwarts. Just what are we doing here? I mean,
you called Samoa Joe a WWE stalwart? Will you
that's
stop?
strong. With two former people fucking from other promotions. How's that?
Okay,
how's that?
That's fine.
Johnny Lee's an awful name, by the way, and I'm glad he took a loss. Good.
Why can't it be like Johnny All Elite?
Ooh, it's not terrible.
JAW, Jaw. I mean, no, J. That's J. JAE. Sorry.
Yeah. Wasn't say. Morrison looks in great shape, but he moves not like he used to move. It is what it is. We all get older. He moves like he moves like he's the most athletic 42-year-old to ever exist, but he does move like he's 42 years old. And Joe is slow, much slower, and he's much heavier, to be fair. He's probably getting better shape. The match was good. As you said, it was called in the ring. At times, it felt like a real fight. At times, it just felt like a mess.
That's why I said it didn't connect all the time, but there was times where I was like, this feels like a legit fight between the two.
Yes. I liked it for that part. I would say this would have worked better if it wasn't the opener for me, because the next match should open the show for me. Because god damn it, I love that fucking match. But this is fine. Wouldn't expect AEW pull Carolina Duke fans, especially Coach K's last games. I'd expect a lot to take off seats. Let me be completely clear. They didn't pull fucking Carolina versus Bob's Burger fans. They didn't pull goddamn Coach K's fucking opening speech fans. Like, that was horrific. I don't know the number, but they pull it. I guarantee you it's awful.
He said North Carolina versus Bob's Burgers.
I root for AEW, but hey, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it for you.
Roxy saying for a bit there, I got excited when I saw Johnny because I thought it was Gargano. I mean, like I said, the AEW on TV Twitter account thought it was Johnny Gargano as well. Even tagged him in the post for Johnny Elite's entrance. Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
That brings me to a good point. We do like to mention some news here and get Jimmy's reaction for it. What do you think about this latest report from Voices of Wrestling that says that AEW is having problems backstage? There are people frustrated with the lack of structure, finishes being told to them at the last minute, and it seems. Of course, there is also the news, we didn't talk about this last week, of MJF following his promo last week during the contract signing. He is also still frustrated with his AEW contract. A lot of conflicting reports when it comes to that, but basically what it did say is that Tony Khan does want to give MJF a raise and make it comparable to top AEW stars, but he wants to do it with an extension, while MJF wants his free agency in 2024. So that one is kind of a moot point, because it would be different if the original report was that MJF wanted a raise without the contract extension, but then it was revealed that MJF knows that's not how contracts work. But let's ask you more about the frustration in the back, because it's something that you usually mention here on AEWramble.
I would say it kind of feels like people are reacting to AEW being run by an amateur. I'll be nice. Run by an amateur. I was gonna go with an idiot, but we'll do amateur first because, as you all say, he's only been booking for a year. Then he's only been booking for 2 years. Now he's only been booking for 3 years. How long does it take you for you to not be an idiot? Would you explain that to me? Does anybody have a timeline, please? Yes, he should hire more people and not throw those people under the bus. That would be my move. I would do. Number 2, as far as MJF goes. What do you want from him? I don't understand what Tony Khan wants. I get what Tony Khan wants, but he should have wanted that a year ago, a year and a half ago. You should have saw the writing on the wall. This guy is better than every other fucking 12-year-old I have. So maybe I should sign him up now instead of waiting for him to see his free agency. Of course, I want the bag now. I want all of it. You ain't getting no discount. You should have signed me 2 years ago. Give me an extension then.
After that CM Punk feud, it's over. Like he's gonna get the bag in 2024. It just depends on if Tony is gonna be the one to give it to him.
Goddamn right. And this Wardlow feud, he's had the best feud in the row for fucking God knows how long.
If it wasn't for CM Punk and Eddie Kingston's 2-week build to Full Gear, I would say the last 3 pay-per-views MJF had the best feud because him and Darby was great. Him and Punk, that was one of the best rivalries in AEW history. And now this one with Wardlow is making Wardlow out to be AEW's Goldberg.
And that segment last night, boy, that was great. Everything about that was great. Go ahead. Yes, what do you think? I want to hear. No,
he says, "Damn, Jimmy is rough on age."
Oh no. Let me be completely clear. I'm not afraid of getting older. Not afraid of dying. I don't want to get too dark on you. But these things happen. Listen, I watched Kobe. I watched Michael. It's just you just get a little slower as you fucking move along. You have to develop other skills, and more importantly, you probably shouldn't put on 60 to 70 pounds, Joe. You probably want to avoid that as you get older. Just
maybe Joe is like Keith Lee. He'll watch AEWramble and hear you insulting him, and then get back in shape. Because Keith Lee, we'll talk about him in his match. He's looking in better shape every week. Like he's
true. He's on the butcher diet.
I love it. That's the thing. That's the running bit. It's the butcher diet.
The butcher diet. Go ahead, sir.
Chase Oliver with a question. Jimmy, what would draw more in Houston? The Harlem Globetrotters or AEW?
Let me tell you something. The Harlem Globetrotters could draw more at a Klan rally than AEW did last night. That shit was rough. Look at the boys go.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Oh, that hurt my head. That hurt my head. Oh my God. He said at a Klan rally, ladies and gentlemen. I can't sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't.
All right, I woke up early today, goddamn it, I'm ready to go.
Nick Jackson saying the drama backstage doesn't surprise me. I mean, no. I mean, we have seen the signs that this was bound to happen. And I do believe the report that there are probably people frustrated with the booking. And Kid Get Money says Tony Khan is an amateur. He also runs my Jaguars. That explains a lot. Thank you, Jimmy.
His dad is an idiot too, but his dad has earned his money at the very least.
This is true. We got Chase who says, technically, Jimmy, Tony Khan has been booking for a long time. Tony even said on Wrestling, he has notebooks with years of storylines. This is the 3rd year working with real wrestlers, though.
I don't know why this is funny to me as it is. We've all been there as like kids. You write down shit. This should happen. This would be cool.
I mean, we used to do it with like action figures and video games.
Yeah. So I'm not knocking them for that. But you would imagine if you were to look back at stuff you thought was really cool 10 years ago when you wrote it, you probably go, "Oh, this kind of stinks."
Like this hasn't aged well
at all.
And Frantic World with a question: was WWE good in their first 3 years? I can't remember. I mean, that was like 1950s. I mean,
I don't know what
saying.
to tell you.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
Punk. Did you have Punk and Dragon and fucking MJF? Stop it. Come on. Don't do this.
I mean, that's why Bruno had like a 7-year title run,
Right?
Because
That
he only had 1 star.
That was the booking. A bunch of plumbers and then San Martino beating some guy in the main event.
San Martino is the Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell of professional wrestling.
Absolutely. 100.
Oh man, Nickel Jackson saying, "All right, I'm out after Jimmy's clan rally, Harlem Globetrotter is line." Andrew said, "Jimmy spitting hot fire." UBB agreeing, saying the booking and formatting has been so up and down for a while, and it was on this show, so we're going to talk about that. But yes, keep those comments coming in the live chat. Remember, super chat donations help out the channel with a little bit of bread. Birthday money. I need that, please. Backstage, Lexi Nair interviews the Hardys and says that Jeff Hardy is medically cleared after last week's Anything Goes match with Darby Allin. The Young Bucks interrupt and talk trash to the Hardys, telling Jeff to take the night off. Matt Hardy says that Jeff will be fine because he's a Hardy and not a Hardys cosplayer like the Bucks. Matt warns the Jacksons if they get involved that Adam Cole will not be the only Undisputed Elite member who gets his ass kicked and the Bucks walk off. What did you think about this quick little exchange? First time we've heard words between the Hardys and the Young Bucks on Dynamite here.
Fucking yawn to all this. I'm not interested in this feud. It's 5 years, 10 years too late. When the Young Bucks get super over? 5 years ago? 7 years
About
ago?
5 years ago.
Yeah, it's 5 years too late. And I must admit,
it happened 5 years ago in ROH, but not a lot of people saw
that. Go figure. They were over the Hardy Boys then.
No. They drew the ROH's biggest house in Orlando.
What's that? In 46 people.
Like add a zero. Add like 2 more zeros behind that.
4,600. Oh, it's fantastic. Go ahead. Absolutely. There's more people that watch Rampage, at least. All right, I'll be nice. For the rest of the show, I'm being nice. So I was going to say something nice, but you distracted me. I was going to say something nice. I thought Matt Jackson was really good here, actually. He worked here for me a lot. Nick always was fantastic. But Matt, I thought was the best of the bunch.
See, and you're rooting for some people. Some people are happy. Creole says my 2 favorite tag teams. Oh, look at that! And that's Negro Buck's mom.
Oh, sorry,
that's Mama Jackson. Look at that! You're so horrible. Try to ruin this.
I gotta be nice to his mom.
For Mama Jackson, come on.
Be nice to the mom. Absolutely.
Wilty said Hardy's move and look so old. I don't care about them versus the Bucks anymore.
He said it, Mama Jackson, not me. Oh, everybody.
I'm reading the comment. Mama Jackson said, "Whoa, out of pocket, out of pocket."
But by the way, that's how wrestling works. By the way, that's how all sports work. They clear you on the day of after you've been in a major fucking car accident.
A week later.
What? What if he wasn't cleared? Would there be no match? Will we cancel it an hour before? What?
2 hours before. CM Punk makes his entrance to join the commentary team. He's rocking an abortion rights or human rights shirt. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff in Texas. Yes, that is a statement. That is a statement by Punk.
All the smoke. That's hilarious.
I love him for it. And next we had Hangman Adam Page versus Takeshna. I practice this. I hear what commentary calls him. Don't get mad at me for repeating what Excalibur says, because Excalibur was the only one brave enough to say his name throughout this entire matchup. JR was not with the shits at all. Takeshna comes out hot in this one with the big boot. They trade strikes. However, Hangman Hangman then hits a big springboard clothesline to knock him off the apron. He follows with a plancha. The Page throws him back into the ring, but Takeshita responds with a high elevated. I love how he was just like, I'm going to show out in this one. Elevated plancha. The two men battle on the apron with Hangman hitting a back suplex on the apron. Page follows with the top rope moonsault to the floor before the commercial break. Back from break, Takeshita hits a flying clothesline and follows with a Blue Thunder Bomb, which they do mention he took that from El Generico, the master of the Blue Thunder Bomb, for a 2 count. Takeshita hits a beautiful tope con hilo to the floor on Hangman. Takeshita then hits a haluva kick, another El Generico move in the corner, but Hangman responds with one of his own. Hangman hits a sick German suplex where Takeshita lands directly on his head and just gets up and hits a German suplex on Hangman. I was just like, yo, that's that Japanese fighting spirit right there. Both men run the ropes and hit big lariats for the double down that leads to the crowd in Houston giving the "This is awesome" and AEW chants. They trade forearms, but Page hits a tombstone power driver for a very close near fall. Hangman goes for the buckshot lariat, but Takeshita blocks it and hits a hard forearm. He follows with the last ride powerbomb for another near fall. Takeshita then hits a big knee strike for another close near fall. Takeshita hits a stalling German suplex, but he comes down on his bad neck from the tombstone and the German suplex and can't bridge. I love that little bit of psychology here. Takeshita goes for a jumping knee, but Hangman blocks it. Page then catches Takeshita with a on the flying clothesline with a stiff forearm in midair. Page then puts Takeshita on the top rope, but Takeshita goes for that lariat off to take him off the top rope, but Page flips out of it. He hits a discus clothesline. He then follows with the buckshot lariat, and then in a little bit of a reversal of roles from last week, he hits the go to sleep on Takeshita for the win. I just put in my notes here, Jimmy. This was a great fucking match. Like, this was just absolutely tremendous, intense, some brilliant sequences between these two. Like, Hangman could have came out here and had a similar match that Punk did with John Silver, but he came out and really wanted to put over Takeshita here. Post-match, Punk raises his arms on the stage, so Hangman Adam Page gets on the ramp and raises the AEW World Championship. The Houston fans chant CM Punk, which seems to get into Hangman's head. So he walks around Punk for a little bit, but then he eventually walks off. And they have really not done anything earth-shattering with this world title feud, but it's just been so simple, so effective with 2 promos and 2 warm-up matches. You feel the intensity in this matchup between 2 baby faces, and you want to see them go at it at the pay-per-view. I think they've done a great job, but I love the story of this match with Takeshita that Page kept looking over at the commentary table. So the reason why Takeshita was able to stay in this fight so long against the world champion was because he really wasn't focused on him. He was more about trying to make a statement to CM Punk because Punk is in his head. So it's great storytelling, great character work by Hangman Page. What did you think, Jimmy?
I love this match. I love the commentary. I felt very much like EBB because I was watching Hangman going, this is one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. He was in his bag. You know, you just feel like you're on top of the world. You can't be touched. That's what I feel like watching him. Like, he just feels like he's that guy now. I don't put any gap between him and any great wrestler not named Dragon. That's something else. That's something else. That don't count. That's somebody else. That's different. Dragon's different. But everybody else, I put Hangman right up there with all of them. Punk was great on commentary just as a, I don't want to say douche. I'm not entirely sure what he didn't go that far, but he went far enough where if you just tuned in, you go, I don't think I like this guy. He feels kind of, I don't know, he's kind of an asshole.
Swarmy is probably the best.
Yes. Takeshita was fantastic. I don't know where he signed with. They said it a few times. Well, Excalibur did.
DDT.
And take him. Sign him. You got the money. He looks like a star. He feels like a star. He works like a star. Him and Hangman did too much selling, but I'm not gonna complain. It was a great match.
He did selling at the right time though. When he went for the German and he couldn't do the bridge, and he was like, it almost made you feel like, is he really hurt? Like,
okay, yeah, that was good. I was about to say because he definitely didn't sell when he was dropped on his head. Just got up like the hardest part of the body. I'm good.
Fighting spirit, motherfucker! Fighting spirit.
And the post match I thought was great. We appear to be hinting that Hangman isn't exactly sure if he can hang with Punk. Punk talking shit on commentary. I got him right where I want him. Like, this guy is an asshole. I hate his guts. I got him right where I want him. Like, you the man.
I love Punk. I love Punk on commentary. He's always the best on commentary. I'm sorry, Jimmy, but Mama Jackson has called for it. So
the words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm sorry, Mama Jackson called for it. Then
that doesn't count.
I just gotta go with it. I'm sorry.
Fair enough, I guess.
Chase Oliver giving me credit. SP3, at least you try to pronounce the name. JR didn't even try. No, he did not at all.
I'm not butchering that, so y'all can get on me with my job again, as per usual. Poking him more over than Hangman while wearing an abortion shirt in Texas might be one of the most impressive feats ever.
That might be the most impressive thing he's done thus far in Texas, wearing a pro-abortion shirt in Texas, and he got cheered more than the cowboy, the drunk cowboy. What? Like, what? Are you serious? We got a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Roxy. We always appreciate that support. And Roxy saying, "Damn, Jimmy, herein hopes you actually stay nice for the rest of the show."
It doesn't matter. The counter's still going up somehow, even though I'm being nice.
I doubt it. Chase saying, a great match. I love seeing the world champion in matches like these. Kaseki Takeshna made me want to go back and watch him. I understand people felt the match was too long, but I enjoyed it. I don't think it was too long. I think if anybody's saying it was too long, then they are sleeping on how good Takeshna is.
Right. Those are people we want aborted. All those people.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I'm pro-abortion. I'm like Punk. I should get taken one off for that.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I can't take you nowhere. We got Mama Jackson in the chat and stuff. Bro said AEW saw what TNA did with Okada and said, okay, that's what we're not going to do. Yes, they didn't put him in a suit and put him with Samoa Joe and put a mask over his face like they did to Okada. So at least they know better than that.
No nation wrestling fan doesn't like politics and his wrestling. I mean, I get that, but listen, I'm an independent. I mean,
to be fair, you said Film Nation.
Yeah.
To be fair, Film Nation, you like armpits in your wrestling, and no one tries to criticize you for that. So. Roxy saying, what a match. EBB saying, you could tell Punk was trying to be serious while also just marking out over how good this was. Yeah, you could always tell when Punk is really enjoying a match. Like he can't control himself, even though he's trying to get over a storyline. He always has to pop at certain stuff. And Chase saying, Takeshna fits as a guy I would love as their TNT champion. I definitely agree there. Mama Jackson saying the crowd was clowning. It was great. Nick Jackson, who was there live, saying this was easily the match of the night for me. So we got early picks right here for that. Oh God, EVB try. You got this. Pronounce Takeshna. Takeshna. Okay, I said it better than JR. That's all I can go for. God damn it, EVB. Man, do I come to your job and tell you how to pronounce things? God damn it. Sheesh. See, I'm counting in the chat. Everybody's counting in the chat. They love it. They love it. CM says, so we're beating that 13 record.
Yeah, so they
He's
keep
calling
getting
it now.
these cheapies. They keep getting these cheapies because Mama Jackson asked for it. This is not fair.
It's like five. I love it. It's like counting the Brock Lesnar suplexes. People just come to count the disclaimers. I think that's like one of the draws of the show now. But I totally agree with one of those comments about Hangman having a non-title match. We need more of that, AEW, for your champions. Every time we see your champion, doesn't have to be a title match. Give these world champions some non-title matches on television. This is a spoiler for what I'm gonna go in on later on in this freaking show. We had a vignette next with Fuego del Sol cutting a promo on House of Black. He is joined by the Dark Order's 10 and Evil Uno, and they challenge the house for this Friday on Rampage. This is definitely going to make you watch on Friday, right?
I was gonna say, speaking of abortions.
Oh my God! What?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right, under 12. Oh,
You're halfway there. You're halfway there. Oh,
I thought Fuego was really good here. He came across like a fighting babyface. The Dark Order needs to go away, and they should have gone away a long time ago. Probably with
Stu Grayson.
Yeah, that's not what I was going to say, but I didn't want to be misinterpreted. What I was going to say was, because they don't have a leader anymore, they should be gone.
Evil Uno is the leader.
Evil Uno is awful. Apparently, he can't even talk either. He just stinks. Oh my God.
Oh man. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee.
You should have walked out like Sasha and them did. You leave with your partner.
I mean, you brought it up. What do you think about your former GOAT when you were watching WWE, Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out on Raw this past Monday?
Partner feels like work to me, but I'm all for it because number one, they weren't in the ring, like unlike a 40-year-old former drug addict who decided to walk out on the company. We're in the middle of a match, which is awful. They did it before the match. They let them keep the belts.
Wait, who's the 40-year-old drug addict?
Jeff Hardy.
Oh, well,
I mean, drug addicts he got in AEW. What drug addicts you got over there? Jesus. Banks instead left the belt. Her partner left the belt, and they bounced. Good. It's unprofessional. Wait a minute. If Sasha Banks lost a limb, they'd cut her tomorrow and they wouldn't think twice. Would not even think twice. So why do I have to stick around for this bad booking? I'm out of here.
No,
Release her. Let her come to AEW, please.
Hey, I think Sasha, if she's done with WWE, she's going to Hollywood. She's already done Mandalorian. Like, come on, she's been a Lucas series. Come on.
Yeah, but say that's why I think they'll work it out. That's why they worked out last time she fucking pulled this shit, because she's an actual star. One of the 4 female stars they have: Becky, Charlotte, Ronda. That's about it. Yeah,
Bianca's getting up there.
She's getting there.
She's behind them. She's definitely behind those. But if you want to hear more about that, we're gonna go in depth on this whole entire situation this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. True Hill Heat 176. Myself, Miss Chrissy Love, and Romeo. So yes, we'll have a whole bunch of views and discussion because it's a nuanced conversation because you can kind of see it from every side of this. But we got to continue on with AEW Dynamite. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus the Workhorsemen was next. The Workhorsemen of Anthony Henry and JD Drake match. The Houston crowd was definitely in favor of Keith Lee. This is his home state with a bask in his glory sing along. JD Drake tries chopping Keith, who responds with Grizzly Magnum. Swerve and Anthony Henry had a nice little exchange here. Strickland was just on the money here. He was just like hit a stiff kick to the face. He follows with a rolling flatliner. Swerve is just so smooth in the ring. I wrote in my notes here. Henry is caught with a pounce by Keith Lee. And then finally, they end things with what they are calling the fall from glory, the double stomp into the spirit bomb, which is a great tag team finisher for the win here, dominating an impressive performance by Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. After the match, Keith Lee says that he has some wonderful news for Texas. He says with that win, they are now a top 5 ranked tag team. And this, of course, brings out they're top 5 ranked.
Yeah, why? Because somebody said so? All right, fair enough.
Hey, they ranked them. They ranked them in the top 5. That's what matters. Keith Lee and Swerve are happy to hear that. And this brings out Team Taz's Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
Starks calls Keith Lee Rex from Toy Story. Ricky says the fact that they think they deserve a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles is insane. Swerve says that Ricky looks like a bar of soap with a pearl necklace on.
Disrespectful to the game.
that was probably Swerve's best line in AEW. That's
Indeed.
his best line since he came to AEW. Out comes the champions, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Christian Cage. Christian says that Ricky needs to shut the hell up and that he's dressed like he's going to go play golf with his grandfather. He says they are the best and he challenges them to a 3-way matchup for the AEW World Tag Team Championships at Double or Nothing. And then Christian comes back and says he wants Jungle Boy to get his win back. So he challenges Starks and Swerve to a 3-way match next week on Dynamite. And I love Jungle Boy's reaction to all of this. Like, nah, you told me about the 3-way tag match. You ain't tell me about this other part. But what did you think about the quick little squash victory for Swerve and Lee and then the post-match here?
Fun match. The squash match was fun. It worked. They both got to look good during it. It didn't last too long, thank God. It overstates welcome. I thought the post-match was actually really good. It got across the personalities of both teams and Christian's personality. I got to admit, Swerve's line about the bar soap was hilarious. His follow-up that his outfit is disrespectful to the game was even better. And I like Christian's continued heel turn. It is what it is. That's what it is. I'm here for it. I don't know why FTR is not involved, but fine. I've come around on Swerve and Keith Lee's tag team. I like it.
Yeah, I really dig it. They were, and even I love commentary mentioning that they were kind of like a thrown together tag team that has kind of like gelled because of it. And this feels like both guys finally have some type of like rhythm and direction in AEW for the first time in this team. So it works.
We have some direction. Direction is as far away from the nigga holes we possibly fucking can. Jay Lethal ain't going back. Fuck that.
We ain't going back to no nigga hole. We ain't signed with this company for no nigga hole. What you talking about? What you talking about? CM mentions, Jeff passed his drug test, Jimmy.
I'm sure he did. Absolutely. I'm sure fucking I'll be nice. I was just painting a picture. I'm not actually accusing Jeff Hardy of anything. I'm sure he's clean. I'm happy he's clean. Good job. Stay sober if you want, I guess. Some people enjoy it. I don't particularly. But
Negro Bug says, I really like the name Fall from Glory. Yeah, I like that as a finisher name. That was actually good.
Thanks.
TM says, the Negro hole matches is how.
Yeah, the matches on Dark that they have to do because fucking they have to do so they can be ranked higher. It's so goofy. Get rid of the system. Get rid of it. Get rid of the ranking system.
No, top five, dead or alive, and that's just on one LP. And then Yorbug also says JV's reaction was great. Yeah, it was really good stuff. Film Nation asking a good question. FTR. Yeah, it seemed like a month ago we were saying FTR just seems like the biggest tag team here. They seem like the very likely contenders for this. But I've been all right with the direction of this 3-way feud. This feels more like Luchasaurus, they have a direction as champions, even though the direction is leading to them losing the titles and Christian turning on them. At least it's a direction.
I guess it's something, but this again goes to we talk about him writing his Tony Khan writing his storylines in notebooks. It feels like he sticks to things, even though other things better have come up. Goldberg gets over, but we can't put the belt on her because I wrote out that we have all these other things that has to happen before that, and we have to keep the belt on her because I wrote out all these things that happen. FTR is the most over thing on the planet a couple weeks ago. How are we not put them in this tag match?
Well, we'll get to where the FTR is heading, it seems now. But first, backstage, we go to Tony Schiavone, who's interviewing Chris Statlander and Red Velvet. Velvet says that they saved each other in the past, but that ship has sailed. She wants to win the whole thing, and she's going to do it the baddie way, talking about the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. Statlander says they have both changed, and she plans to win, but it's strictly business here. Jade Cargill then comes into play with Smart Mark Sterling and Kara Hogan. She comes in looking good out here in the street. She gives Velvet credit for fooling Statlander to think they are friends, but what Velvet really needed was a real leader. And Cargill then tells Tony, she walks off and then tells Tony, cut the shit, because that's her catchphrase. That's her catchphrase. Tony, cut the shit. Love it. I love it every single time. Don't be hating on the baddies.
I love Jade. Jade's fine as hell. But that catchphrase is awful. It is what it is. There's no context. It's not delivered well. And I can get into it because I love Jade. That's aside. I'm not sure if it was because she was standing next to Red Velvet, but that look is not the look. Statlander's look, I don't like the look. Get rid of that look.
No.
I don't like the look at all.
It looks like basically the same look as where she was before. If you're saying that you changed, like there is a visual change in Red Velvet. She wears more like darker color. She comes off more like a heel now. Like with Chris Statlander, it was like you basically look the same as you did before. Like there is no visual change to you at all.
I don't get it. Well, I know Lil Hirsch got hurt, so that put that to an end. But that shouldn't stop her new look. There's no new look. She just changed her hair a little bit.
Ugh. There you go. Roxy saying, would you guys prefer Jungle Boy turning? I think we addressed this last week. No,
not even a little bit. Mainly because I know Christian's a great heel. So let's do that.
Exactly. And we know Jungle Boy is a great underdog babyface. He just needs
strong, but yes, he's a babyface.
Come on, he's had great matches. He's been in some great matches, yes. He's trying, ladies and gentlemen.
Definitely in the ring as great matches occurred, yes.
Will you stop? I'm
sorry, he's so choreographed. I hate the way he works. Except against MJF or somebody like that. I'm sorry.
Frantic World says Jay was looked so good last night. We got Roxy who also says, I'm sorry Statlander is a great wrestler, but she'll never be at the top because she's flat and awful on the mic. Damn, okay.
First of all, awful strong.
Yeah, that's really strong.
I should considered that same sentence could fit somebody else later on, who I love, but
Tony cut the shit is a good catchphrase. See, people agree with me.
Only if he has some shit. There's no shit ever. He should have some little bit of shit, and then she can say cut the shit. There's no shit. Maybe she's talking with Tony Khan. Yes.
Subliminal message. MJF is next to come out with Shawn Spears, and this Houston crowd hated this man's guts. Oh my God, what heat! What heat for this man. He gets on the mic and says, unfortunately, he's not in Long Island. He's in Houston, Texas, after almost gagging a few times. Houston fans chant asshole at MJF, but he says they are talking about Wardlow. MJF warns Wardlow that if he lays a hand on him, then he doesn't get his match at Double or Nothing and will never get a contract with AEW. He says that he will still let Wardlow shine his shoes because he's better than him and he knows it. Wardlow enters the building with security around him in his handcuffs. And this Houston crowd, I'll give them credit. They were chanting Wardlow like he was Goldberg. Wardlow. I did dig that. I did like that a lot. Wardlow, he gets into the ring. Once in the ring, MJF spits right in Wardlow's face. Wardlow turns around and gets the first lash, which he laughs at him for. MJF then gets in another that Wardlow just smiles at it and then flexes his pecs. MJF is getting so pissed and upset, he removes his jacket and dress shirt. He then lashes him one time. Wardlow doesn't flinch at all, so he throws in like 4 or 5 more in a row. Shawn Spears tells tells him to calm down, and Sean Spears takes the leather strap, and he gives Wardlow the eighth lash. On the ninth lash by Spears, Wardlow finally winces, but he does more of like the Tomohiro Ishii, where he winces for a second and then screams right in MJF's face and he says, "You only got one more." On the 10th lash, MJF goes for it, but then fakes out, kicks him right in between the legs for a low blow, and then finally whips him the 10th time. He lays in an 11th, a 12th, a 13th, a 14th. Spears and MJF throw the referee out of the ring. MJF lashes him a little bit more, and then Spears picks up Wardlow for MJF to knock him out with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Spears then lifts up Wardlow and hits the C4, and MJF counts the 1, 2, 3 to practice for next week's steel cage match. And MJF tells Wardlow that is his fate next week, and that we aren't gonna get the match at Double or Nothing. Jimmy, what did you think about Wardlow's 10 lashes, which was very much different from Cody's 10 lashes?
I love how they've erased Cody from history, or at least JR and them have. They're like, I don't believe what we're seeing here. I can't believe this is happening. This is the worst thing to ever happen. Like, we've seen this happen. We've seen it. I don't understand.
We've seen it. We've seen it.
It was great. I loved this entire segment. Segment of the night. Easily, MJF is so over, so hated. And yeah, he's hated. He's hated in Texas. I'm not entirely sure why, outside of the fact he's MJF. I do know why they enjoyed this segment. I mean, always good for a good lashing in Texas. The Wardlow's probably the lightest person to ever have it happen. That is hard.
I really want to give you the disclaimer for that, but that's actually true.
This is great. I loved every last bit of this. I love Wardlow no selling until the end, where he almost caved. And I loved MJF saying fuck it and kicking him in balls. It was such a douche thing to do. This man went through all this to kick him in. Brilliant. I guarantee this wasn't written in dummies' notebooks years ago.
This was good stuff. I love Wardlow no selling most of the lashes. That just works for his character. And it felt a little bit rushed, but then in retrospect, not as rushed as the second hour. So let's go to the next segment where they went backstage to Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero. They are back together as Roppongi Vice, and they want to win the ROH World Tag Team titles, the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles, and followed by the AEW World Tag Team titles. They officially challenged FTR for the gold, and Trent says, "What do you say? Do you accept? We know Brett would." What do you think about Roppongi Vice versus FTR for the ROH World Tag Team titles?
I don't think of it. I don't want to think of it. I don't particularly care about it. Unless Trent is facing Yuta, which should have happened a month ago, I have no interest in anything they do. I don't. Why are they here? Why are they here outside of filling space? Like, two people who should be released. Or who? No, not released. What do they do? Let their contract expire without a phone call. Do that. I'm over it. Enough. Who cares? This thing's
I like Trent. I like Trent and Rocky. They've always been one of my favorite teams, so I like them back together.
What do you Stone Cold my favorite wrestler? I don't want to see him wrestle enough. Get out of here.
They're not that old. Will you stop?
And they're not that good either. Beat it.
Oh, will you stop? You like Trent.
He was fine. We got Dragon now. We got people who actually do this. Beat it.
Chase says Wardlow was the MVP for this the 10 lashes segment. We got Nick Jackson who says I started the shut the fuck up chant for MJF. I've never been so more proud. Wow. We got CM who says Wardlow's segment might get the highest rewatch rate on YouTube for reasons. Yeah, it was like a kink fest. It was like a kink fest.
You guys are telling yourself here, huh? Fair enough.
Roxy says, can we get Wardlow coming out to Black Sabbath's War Pigs? Because that would be awesome.
That sounds awesome. I don't know the song, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I heard it because I think one of these YouTube channels did it. So yeah, good stuff. I do agree. We got Frantic Rose who says AEW needs to do the ECW version that Sandman and Tommy Dreamer did with the kendo stick. Yeah, that would have been more effective than the whipping for Wardlow. That probably is where MJF should have went with this one.
You know what? But it did work with Cody because apparently Cody's a bitch. Wardlow isn't. I'm not mad about it though.
Cody's a virgin, and Wardlow, he's used to this kink life.
But maybe next time, maybe MJF will step it up as he progresses.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff from that. And then you didn't like the Roppongi Vice challenge, so that's
No,
fair.
absolutely. Downgrade. Oh, what did they do? What did they hurt?
Kyle O'Reilly and Ray Phoenix is next in an Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament quarterfinals matchup. Phoenix has brand new music, apparently. Got his own music separate from the Lucha Bros theme. The two men trade chops early on, and then Kyle O'Reilly tries going after the previous injured arm of his opponent, but Phoenix ties him up in the ropes and then does a step up enziguri. Phoenix follows with a tope con hilo to the outside, taking out Kyle O'Reilly. Phoenix goes for a frog splash, but O'Reilly catches him in a triangle choke. He then flips, Phoenix flips over, so O'Reilly transitions into an armbar. O'Reilly drives Phoenix's arm into the ring post to get a firmer control. Kyle O'Reilly challenges Phoenix to trade strikes with him because he's worked over the arm and then he worked over the leg as well. So O'Reilly hits a series of hard strikes going after the leg this time, and then Phoenix can't respond. Finally, Phoenix does come back with some hard strikes, but when he goes for the spin off the ropes, his arm is too damaged, so he falls out of the ring. Phoenix finally hits a big springboard sidekick to get an advantage. Phoenix hits a rolling Hurricane Rana for a near fall, and then Kyle O'Reilly comes back with a pop-up knee to the face. Phoenix hits a kick, but O'Reilly responds and catches him coming off the top rope with a rolling butterfly suplexes. Phoenix gets control and hits a spinning heel kick off the ropes to the face in the corner for O'Reilly. Phoenix then follows with a half and half suplex. He then spins off of the ropes and hits another side kick, but Kyle O'Reilly comes back with the Nigel jawbreaker lariat. They trade strikes again for a double down where the crowd gets really behind this matchup. Kyle O'Reilly goes for the arm again, but Phoenix fights him off. Kyle O'Reilly takes Phoenix down into a Kimura, but Phoenix comes back with an enziguri, and Kyle hits a knee to the face, but Phoenix kips up and then hits a super kick. Phoenix follows with a rope walk Hurricane Rana on Kyle O'Reilly off the apron. Phoenix then rolls back in, but Kyle O'Reilly catches him within midair with a cross arm breaker and then holds on to the leg to make Phoenix submit. I thought that this was an awesome clash of styles, which very strong psychology with Kyle O'Reilly's work on the arm paying off for the win. What did you think about this one here?
This is pretty good. I like this match. It didn't work as much as the Hangman match earlier, for obvious reasons. But I thought the Clash of Styles was a fun way to go. The crowd was rather down about Kyle O'Reilly winning, as he should be. But I don't hate it, I guess. I'd much rather see Ray Phoenix against Samoa Joe, though. Like, that feels kind of like an obvious great match to me. But whatever. I'm going to go with Kyle O'Reilly. We spent the money to get him. Guess we got to use him. Fair enough.
I love how you begrudgingly, or like some weeks you're all right with Kyle O'Reilly and then some weeks you just hate his guts.
He's good in a certain spot. This spot is above his station. Next week, does anybody buy he's going to beat Samoa Joe if not for outside interference? Like, no, we don't. Even if there's outside interference, he's not fighting Adam Cole. So, like,
and also Jay Lethal hit him in the arm with a lead pipe, which works with Kyle O'Reilly's offense. So,
fair enough. I still don't see
it. We got a bunch of people in the chat with some good comments. We got Chase who says really good match for O'Reilly and Phoenix. Roxy says match number 2 of the night. Negro Buck says really enjoyed this match. Kind of surprised Kyle won, but he should have a good brawl with Joe. I do agree with that. I think they will have a good match.
Yeah, if you go like fast forward 1.5, it'll be a regular speed match with him and Joe.
I mean, that has nothing to do with Kyle O'Reilly. Babe, thank you for this comment saying I don't watch True Hill often, but I'm going to. I really like this duo. Yes, we This is what happens when you put two people who have been friends for almost 2 decades together, and one is just getting back into wrestling, but yet has more criticisms than people that have been hate watching WWE for years.
Yes, you guys have been what's the reverse of spoiled? You've been given so much garbage that you treat this like this is the Mecca. It isn't. It's just fine.
And yes, I saw you doing the math in your head. We both started at Cardinal Hayes in 2002. So it's 2022.
Oh,
20 years. 20 years of friendship, sir.
Long ass time. Getting old.
Annika says this might have been the main event. If it did, we wouldn't have got that much time. So I'm glad it was here. I'm glad it was in this position on the card. EBB says, while with Hangman and Takeshita early on, I feel still made the no selling seem competitive and like a fight. I feel like here the no selling was more goofy and didn't seem part of the fight. What? I think this had way more selling than Takeshita and Hangman Page. I think Phoenix did a good job of selling his arm.
Yes, but then they do the spots where like somebody gets knocked down with like a clothesline, and then he'll pop up hit with a kick, and then he'll pop up and hit him for clothesline. Then he'll almost fall out the ring, and he'll come back, and he almost falls out the ring. And, oh, stop it! Does this hurt or not?
EBB does add, I love the match. Apart from that, though, beautiful finishing counter into the submission. Good mesh of styles. Yeah, I love the finish. Him just catching him in midair on I think he was going for like the rolling cutter, and he just catches him into the armbar. That was good.
That was very clean. I was here for that.
I do agree with this though. Kid Get Money. Kyle O'Reilly's rebound lariat is the hilarious. It is too funny and too stupid for my blood.
He looks like a drunk. It's kind of funny.
Mama Jackson saying, I totally agree. I don't want to see Kyle versus Joe. So
at all.
There you go.
At all.
There you go.
Nonsense.
And thank you, my boy Blue, for the super chat donation. We appreciate those so much, and I greatly appreciate your happy belated birthday, SP3. Thank you.
See, if you watch WWE lately, why we think AEW is amazing. Listen to me and listen to me now. This is not how that works. I get the comparativeness of it, but we're not doing comparatives. We're doing in a vacuum. If you've never seen basketball before ever, and then you watch Marcus Smart, you would go, oh, that's a fantastic basketball player. But he isn't. He isn't. He's just good. He's just fine. Great defensively, but he's just all right. Sorry. Uh-oh. Running.
Yeah, we got our Harlem one there. We're going to say hi to everybody. You're going to lay down? Okay, cool. All right. So next we had Bryan Danielson music hit to bring out the American Dragon with William Regal. They mentioned that Willa Yuta is in the Best of the Super Juniors 29 tournament in Japan. So then we get John Moxley's music, and he comes out with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz.
Oh, they got big timed already. You got kicked out of their own feud. Get out of here.
You know, Kingston always likes to come out to Wild Thing. He just comes behind Moxley. He's like, I'm gonna hear that pop. Daddy Magic cuts the Judas thing, which I know popped Jimmy.
Yeah, almost fast forward through it. Oh, okay. All right.
Upon Jericho Appreciation Society's entrance when they get on stage, he says no sing-along tonight. So we get to it. Jericho says he knew the attack last week was orchestrated by his old friend, Mr. William Regal. He says it's been a while and he thought Regal would be dead by now. Jericho says it's amazing after all the abuse he put himself through that he's still around. Talk about wasted potential, and says that with all his talent and character, he should have been a world-class champion, but instead he ended up a world-class addict. Jericho says he has been fired from every company he's worked for, and he says that William Regal had to use his former proteges to get a job in AEW. He talks trash about Santana and Ortiz, saying that all the success they got in AEW is thanks to him. He says Eddie Kingston is too stupid to stay at home after he burned his face, and Jericho once again references Eddie's wife, saying to give him a call, and he then calls Bryan Danielson a nerd who's never done a drug in his life, but says if he sticks with this group, William Regal will have him drinking whiskey so he can join the same rehab program as Moxley. I was like, damn. Oh, okay, Jericho. Jericho then has to make me laugh after that line that I didn't know how to react to. He says to stay out of their business, or he will throw a fireball in his face because he's a wizard, or I will just piss in Regal's tea again. Regal finally responds to tell Jericho to be quiet. He says that Jericho mentioned a couple of hard truths about his past, but he says for every single time he's been on the same show as Jericho for years, he would go to Jericho's bag, take his toothbrush out, and stick it up his asshole. Daniel Garcia says, how could you do that to someone? And Regal responds by saying he did it to Garcia's last week. Jericho says, obviously, they want to fight. And Jericho challenges the Blackpool Combat Club and Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz to a stadium stampede, which Jon Moxley is not with the shits at all, because he immediately says, nah, I'm not doing that shit. He says he's not gonna do the sports entertainment bullshit. He says they need to get their ass kicked in front of the fans in Las Vegas. So Moxley wants an anything goes gang warfare type of matchup. It doesn't matter what you call it. He wants anarchy. Jericho says that they have issues in that ring, though. He says the last time Moxley and Santana were in the ring, they had an eye match that was actually good. He brings up Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston's past. Daddy Magic says that Bryan called Eddie lazy, and King responded by calling Bryan a judgmental prick. Kingston says, well, Bryan is a judgmental prick, and he doesn't care about that bullshit. He wants to fight right now. Bryan tries to stop King from going after the JAS, which leads to a shoving match between Kingston and Danielson, which everyone has to break it up before the end of the segment. What did you think about this exchange here between the Blackpool Combat Club, LAX Connection, and the Jericho Appreciation Society?
Jericho is good. I love that he's built weird. Like he's in great shape, and he still looks kind of weird looking. That said, now that he's in shape, he's never putting his shirt back on ever. I like Jericho here as a complete douche. I don't like Regal's response. It feels really like, I don't want to say beneath William Regal, because that's a weird thing to say.
It seemed very sports entertainment-ish.
Yeah, it's very juvenile. Like that aside, it was fine. It went too long. Yes, it went significantly too long. Listen,
I 100% feel this is the segment that caused the rest of the show to feel so rushed.
I'm not gonna go that far. I would say dummy not knowing how to book a show after 3 years is why fucking the show went rushed. But if I had to blame a segment instead of a person, sure, fair enough. But
the words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
How does Dummy's lack of booking, lack of plotting, lack of formatting get me one? Fucking Shad Khan should have had an abortion.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Can't take you nowhere. Can't take you nowhere. Sheesh.
All I'm saying is it went long. Jericho was great. The Wizard line is great. Regal is whatever. That's what I was going to say before I got distracted by getting all these fucking things. Jericho should be the only one talking in this fucking group. I don't listen. Fucking Magic Matt yelling every once in a while is hilarious. But other than that, I don't need anybody else talking. Jericho's one of the best mic workers ever. Why is anybody else speaking? And then Regal was fine. It's a little silly for me. Moxie's comment was good. Eddie was the best, as per usual. Like, come on.
Yes, and I agree with ABB. Thank you, Mox, for saving us from a third stadium stampede.
But yes, Eddie and company definitely felt like they were pushed to the back of the bus. Maybe it's because
that's why I like the ending where it's another segment where they reward the viewers for remembering the whole exchange between Kingston and Danielson before the world title eliminator, where they kind of were the prelude into Kingston and Punk at Full Gear.
Yes, fair enough. Fair enough. I am still interested in the match, but less than I was a week ago.
Yes. Did you have a problem with the Jericho line about Moxley?
I would have if I didn't feel like Jericho got permission.
Yeah.
Like you definitely got to. I feel like Jericho's smart enough to go to him before. Is this all right? And Moxley's like, I don't fuck. I don't care.
I did see some people trying to compare it to when WWE referenced Jeff Hardy. This wasn't them creating a whole storyline about someone's addiction, though. So please, people, you learn what's a good comparison and what's not a good comparison, because I feel like people go overboard with that too much.
Wrestling fans are awful people. I've said it for forever. You guys refuse to listen. 20 years now, you don't listen. It is what it is.
We got Film Nation saying, "Yo, my guy Jimmy, chill, brother, chill."
Would the world not be a better place? I mean, granted, we all wouldn't be here today talking, but the world would be better.
There you go. See, Harlan said no. Next, we had a real quick promo here backstage where Matt Sydal and Dante Martin challenged the Blackpool Combat Club to a match this Friday on Rampage. I think it's going to be a good match, though.
Match. I didn't even know it was a match because I've had a stroke listening to these two try to string sentences together. Oh my god. Oh, two black, ironically, black holes of charisma. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, shut the fuck up. I hated that so much. Like, never again. So we need so many. Stop hiring wrestlers like the fucking Premier Athlete and fucking all these other Johnny Elite and who else they bring in?
I don't think they hired Johnny Elite, to be fair.
Okay, who's the gay guy that like hurt his leg on Rampage? Is he gay? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Huh?
I'm like confused. Oh, yeah. Jake Atlas.
Jake Atlas, thank you. He is gay, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, about to say, I hope I just out somebody by accident. Help hire all these people and hire some goddamn managers. Jesus fucking Christ, we need so many managers in this company. Deeb needs one. Stanley needs one. Fucking Blake Griffin needs one.
Is that your name for Dante Martin?
Yes, Dante Martin. Thank you. I forgot his name for a second. I'm so hyped. Dante Martin needs one. Jesus.
And yes, I agree with Frantic World. I hope Bryan Danielson is okay, not hurt. On the Rampage taping, apparently his leg got caught between the ring and the elevated ramp for like 10 minutes or a few minutes or so. So people were a little bit worried about that. It was like during a brawl, like he was coming out the ring and his leg got caught in between the ring and the ramp. Hopefully he's all right. He was able to walk off, so hopefully he's okay. Next we have the next Joker match in the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament this time, and against Dr. Britt Baker DMD. It is none other than my favorite, the best pop singer in Japan, Maki Ito. She does her amazing singing entrance. They show Britt and Maki being teammates back at Revolution 2021. They hug each other at the start of this matchup, and Ito lays down for Baker, but it's just a false sense of security where she just rolls her up for a 2 count. I thought that was a nice little moment there. Then Baker hits Maki Ito, so she fake cries and then stomps on Baker's foot and then gives her a finger because, it's a language barrier. Got to overcome that. Ito misses the Kokeshi, which gives Baker control. Back from break, Britt puts on the glove for the lockjaw, but she starts playing with Maki Ito, not taking her seriously. She rams her head into the turnbuckle, which Maki Ito no sells because she's got that hard head. She tries it again, and Ito starts slamming her own head into the turnbuckle and then delivers a hard headbutt to Britt Baker. She then fakes the Kokeshi, does a spin, and then hits the Kokeshi for a near fall. Baker then catches Maki Ito with the super kick, applies the lockjaw for the victory here. This was a funny comedy match. It was short, sweet, to the point, but I just love, and the fans, even though a lot of fans didn't react to her during her entrance, they did get into Maki Ito's shtick during the match, so that's what matters most. And then post-match, Toni Storm comes out on stage and stares down Britt Baker to preview next week's semifinals matchup. What did you think about Maki Ito and Britt Baker here?
I fucking forgot all that when Toni Storm came out. I'm sorry. I was not a fan when she first showed up, but every week it's just like you see I'm not gonna get in trouble. I'm not gonna do it to myself. Fuck it. Did you see Bronny's pictures at the prom?
Yes.
That Black Twitter was very upset about. That's how I've been looking at Toni Storm whenever she comes up. Oh my god. Delicious. Leave him alone.
Leave Broddy alone.
Bronny alone.
Let him get him some Toni Storm in his life. Come on. He got his own Toni Storm. And you see Braun went out with a white girl to his junior and senior prom. They linked the pictures.
Savannah had all these black babies. Good job.
Exactly.
Malcolm X is proud.
Cody Devontae Rose is proud.
Cody Rhodes is proud. Go ahead. That aside, what are we talking about? Oh, right. I can see why people would be disappointed it's Maki Ito and not Athena or whoever the fuck else they thought it was going to be. It was fine. It was fun. I like Maki Ito. After watching the documentary, I became a huge fan, and I got it here. And she's so great in AEW because this last time we saw her a year ago. I mean, I like it a little more than a year at a time, but unlike Orange Cassidy, I don't need it every week.
There you go. Yeah, this is a nice little guest spot. It was a nice little return, and like most people have said in retrospect, Tony Khan didn't really hype up these jokers to make you feel like this was going to be the big signing, because he would have said it's a huge new superstar coming in as the Joker. He didn't do that.
That's true. They kind of people worked themselves up into a shoot. I didn't care.
Like Will T here, who says, I was expecting Athena. Instead, we got Riho Jr.
Listen, you can't be
Don't
black.
be racist. Don't be racist.
You can't be black and engage in racism, brother.
Don't be racist. Don't do that.
What do black people say? They can't be racist. You can only discriminate. Stop it. It is what it is. But listen, you can deal with more than one Asian at a time without comparing them to each other. What's the matter with you?
Exactly. Cool.
Riho Jr. Get it? Because she's a jet too. Give it a
I need to give a disclaimer for the chat sometimes.
Right?
In the ring, we should show three of my favorite people together: Maki Ito with Hookhausen. Oh my god, this is the team. This is the next trio's champions, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want.
God, shoot me in the face.
Next we got Tony Khan.
Time out. We're not doing this. What?
Doing what?
With black people. I'm not doing this. I know last week you talked about Batman, this week you talk about fucking racism. Racism is discrimination, which this wouldn't qualify as because you have no control, or antagonism based on race. That's what that was.
Exactly.
Thank you, Nick Jackson. Listen to this. Stop getting your news from Twitter. Don't listen to Twitter. Listen to me. I'm here to help you. I'll break it down.
He's here to help, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't be systematically racist because you have no power. But you can't be racist in general because you can be an asshole. It is what it is. I'm here to help.
In the ring, Tony Schiavone is here. He hypes the Owen Hart Foundation men's and women's tournament, as well as next week's Dynamite, celebrating 3 years of AEW. And then Serena Deeb comes out to interrupt. Deeb says that she is sick of hearing Schiavone talk and puts down Tony for saying that Thunder Rosa will win at Double or Nothing. The Houston crowd is behind Thunder Rosa with Thunder Rosa chants, but Serena says his prediction makes him a complete idiot. And then the Houston fans just said, F all that Thunder Rosa talks. We're just going to what you. Deeb calls out Dustin Rhodes for what he had to say last week in the vignette. Deeb says, of course, Texas would cheer Dustin because all their sports teams are failures. Serena says that Thunder Rosa is just a teacher's pet, and she respected Dustin, and he knows all the dues she had to pay because she still gets no respect. Serena admits she got breast implants for old perverts before. She shaved her her head and still got no respect. Deeb asks Dustin why he picked Rosa at Double or Nothing, but he can't answer. And Deeb says he doesn't have the balls to answer. When she beats Thunder Rosa for the title, then he will respect her. And then Serena Deeb slaps Dustin. This brings out Thunder Rosa, who comes out. Dustin Rose tries to hold her back, but Thunder Rosa hits him with the elbow that distracts Rosa long enough for Deeb to nail her with the AEW Women's World Championship, and Deeb walks off with the gold to end this segment. What did you think, Jimmy?
You my boy Blue. This segment had all the charisma of an IRS audit. I'm not sure why this is funny to me as it is, but it is. I am shocked that Deeb and Thunder Rosa got mic time. I said a couple weeks ago.
Yo, you did. You said it 2 weeks ago, and they got it here. It's like, I really feel sometimes Tony watches AEWramble. It's like, I'm gonna prove this Jimmy wrong. Jimmy is always bad mouthing me, and I'm gonna prove him wrong.
I'm gonna prove I'm not sexist. Would you stop it? Deeb was awful. I know all of you. Let's go racist. Sure. I know all of you racist psychopaths been trying to get rid of Mark Sterling so you can get rid of Mark Sterling so you can put somebody black with Jade in them. And I've been disagreeing with you for weeks. But after this segment, I'm on the bandwagon. We got to get rid of Mark Sterling from the baddies so he can be with Deeb. Because good Lord, she needs somebody to talk for her. God damn. I love Deeb. But good Lord. Wow, that was shocking.
I think this was the best kind of explanation of this. Chase said it. Deeb cut a 2013 CM Punk respect promo. I mean, the words were there, but the execution was bad. She just doesn't have the experience of talking in front of this crowd, and the crowd was working against her, didn't give her much. I liked the words she said, and it was a little bit of a shoot talking about the stuff she had to go through in WWE. She was one of the most over women in OVW along with ODB, and she literally had to get breast implants to get called up to the main roster. And then when she got called up to the main roster, the only way she was able to stay is by getting her head shaved. Like, she did had to go through that, but it's like the execution isn't there. And I said from the start, just give me the Professor 5-minute challenge. Give me Thunder Rosa in some singles matches that doesn't have to be a freaking title match, because we are now 64 days, Jimmy, since Thunder Rosa won the AEW Women's World Championship. Do you want to know how long she's been on TV in 64 days?
Sure.
20 minutes. 20 minutes across 9 episodes of Dynamite, 9 episodes of Rampage, 20 minutes.
That is quite shocking, actually. That's a hell of a stat. Yes, listen, I appreciate the effort of giving them mic time. That aside, I'm sorry, 20 minutes is outrageous. It just is. What is that? It's 9:18. It's a little over a minute an episode. That's so fucked up. But that aside, throwing Dustin Rhodes in here for some reason was weird. I don't know why that was needed, outside the fact that maybe people care, because this is bad. We should all move on from this feud and pretend like it never happened. Maybe come back to it once we get some managers or something. But yeah, Thunder Rosa should definitely be more featured. Just have her have matches. Like, that's what she does well. Why aren't we booking around our wrestlers' strengths? I don't understand this. We don't have Jericho wrestle every week. We have him talk because that's what he does. Why not have Thunder Rosa wrestle? I don't get it.
How did she have more time on TV when she wasn't champion than she's had since she became champion?
Well, I can tell you why. She was feuding with the GOAT. And that's the only person with vagina that Tony Khan likes. Sorry. Not knocking it either. Go bigger. Come on, man.
Seems legit. And yes, like CM says, 64 days, question mark, already, question mark, 20 minutes, question mark, yes. All of those, yes, and yes. It's like Negro Buck says, oh my God, that is a goddamn shame. And Roxy, she's had one match, and it wasn't on Dynamite or Rampage.
It was on that awful show that I watched.
Battle of the Belts. Some people watched it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody that was in that building tonight.
Will Chisholm says it best. 20 minutes. That's one Roman Reigns promo.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. Next, our main event, which was Adam Cole. Yes, the main event was next with like 8 minutes to go in the show. Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy in an Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament semifinals matchup. Cole attacks Hardy during his entrance with only 8 minutes left in the show. I noted the timing of the show feels off. That's what I put in my notes. Cole hits a backstabber attacks him on the ramp, so we don't get the Hardy usual entrance and we don't get the Adam Cole entrance that everybody loves. Cole hits a backstabber on Hardy as we go to our final commercial break. Cole is in firm control as we come back from commercial, but Jeff makes his comeback. He hits a Russian leg sweep into the leg drop on Cole's legs for a 2 count. Jeff hits an Intiguri, but Cole comes back with one of his own. Cole goes for a brainbuster on the knee, but Jeff hits a front suplex. Hardy goes for the whisper in the wind, but Cole catches him with a super kick to the back in midair for a near fall. Cole goes for the boom, but Jeff ducks. He hits a twist of fate and then follows with a reverse one. He goes for the swanton, but Cole moves out the way, and then he lowers the boom for the victory here. That was short, but it was totally fine for what it was. It was 6 minutes long. It was totally fine for what it was. That was very, very short. The timing was very, very off on this whole final last 40 minutes of the show, but Adam Cole moves on to the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament. After the match, the Young Bucks come down. They distract the Hardys for Cole to hit a clothesline from behind. The Bucks then hit the BTE trigger on Matt. This leads to Darby Allin and Sting coming down to attack the Undisputed Elite. However, the Red Dragon comes down and delivers the high-low to Darby on the ramp, which looked like Darby just broke his neck on that ramp. Sting tries to fight off the Undisputed Elite on his own. I felt like it was 1997 and he was fighting off the NWO. He no-sells a steel chair shot from Kyle O'Reilly and then throws the chair into Kyle's face. The Bucks put Sting's leg in a steel chair and Kyle O'Reilly Pillmanizes it, and we go off air with the UE still beating down Sting, Darby, and the Hardys. I felt like I was 9 years old and watching the end to Nitro as Tony Schiavone says, "We're running out of time." What did you think about this main event, and what did you think about the post-match, Jimmy?
A couple things. One, speaking of Nitro, I always felt, at least after the first few times, that was done on purpose. So you kind of feels like you got to keep watching. This felt like a mess because Tony kind of knows what he's doing. That's number one. Adam Cole needs to get off the butcher diet. You did it. You're done. You won. You lost everything you need to lose. Time to fucking hit the gym and eat some burgers, sir. You look horrific. He looks worse by the week. You're going to lose, go bigger. You're going to lose, go bigger. And you're going to regret that you ever did this, sir. I'm here to help. What were we talking about? Oh, right. There was a match. Jeff Hardy and Adam Cole. I didn't care about this match when I knew it was going to happen. I didn't care about it while it was happening. And I was glad it ended in 7 minutes. I was the only person that was not disappointed. Yes, we know Adam Cole's going to win. Wrap this shit up. Let's get the fuck out of here. The finish was weird. Sting getting attacked. I mean, all right. Okay, sure. Great. Now what? Do we do like a 6-man tag at whatever the fuck's coming up? What are we doing? I'm confused.
Yeah, I didn't get the Pillmanizing of Sting because it seemed like this whole setup was to set up a 4-on-4 with Sting and Darby versus Red Dragon and the Young Bucks. But is Sting gonna? Well, Sting no-sells a lot of things, so is he gonna no-sell the Pillmanizing of his leg? This would fit in with what Sting does, though.
Oh yeah, or you can do Darby and the Hardys versus Fish and Bucks. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Like, I'm over everybody in that fucking ring. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of these people except Darby. And he wasn't even in the ring. Great. I don't give a fuck about any of these people. Ugh.
That's a great comment.
Seriously.
No more lifting Xbox controllers, Adam. Time to lift some weights.
You left the eating and say, great. I can stop doing weights. It's awful. I hate it.
All right, but that brings us to the end of this episode of Dynamite. Let us know in the live chat your MVP, your LVP, your match of the night, thumbs up or thumbs down for this edition of AEW Dynamite from May 18th, 2022 from Houston, Texas. Put your thumbs in the middle, Jimmy. What did you give it in 3, 2, 1? Both got a thumbs up for the show. What did you give it out of 10, Jimmy?
Shit. 7.5.
The first hour was like an 8.5.
I ain't gonna ask you all that. What was the whole?
Yeah, no. The show. I actually go lower than you. I go 7 out of 10 because that last 40 minutes. That last 40 minutes was just too rushed for my blood. Yeah, that timing was just completely off, especially with the main event. The main event should have at least got 10 minutes. It started with 8 minutes to go. Like, they seriously got to talk to TNT, Warner Media. Just give them the overrun. Give them
plot your show properly. You got 120 minutes to get this shit together. Stop booking 87 goddamn segments. Why the fuck we got to hear from Matt Sydal and fucking Blake Griffin? Get that out of there. That's a minute right there.
I'm sorry. It will always pop me. You calling Dante Martin Blake Griffin?
He looks just like him. This shit is jarring.
He does. That's what pops me. Oh man. Mama Jackson gives it a thumbs up, so we gotta show love there. Nick Jackson agrees with me, 7 out of 10. Roxy goes 7.8 out of 10. Kid Get Money says 8 out of 10. Jimmy, what was your match of the night?
Oh shit. Hangman versus Takeshita. It is what it is. Come on.
I was torn between Phoenix and Kyle O'Reilly because I thought that was an awesome clash of styles. They worked very well with each other. But yeah, Hangman and Takeshita, it not only elevated the feud between Hangman and Punk, but it elevated Takeshita where I'm like, yeah, this guy needs a program. You need to push this guy because this guy is very, very talented. So yeah, I gotta agree. That's my match of the night as well.
NXT goes over, so AEW can go over. No, fix your fucking format. You got 2 hours, extra 5 minutes. He would fucking just book an extra segment, and then we go over there. Then we need another 5 minutes. We need another 5 minutes. Need another 5. No, get your shit together, sir.
Nick Jackson says LVP is TK for the fucking up the format. Who did you give the LVP to?
You know I love her. I'm sorry, Dave. You're up. Sorry. I can't give Tony Khan every week. Sorry.
Unfortunately, I do agree. I did give it to Serena Deeb as well because, like I said, the words was there. It's just the execution wasn't. So Serena Deeb, unfortunately, you have to get the LVP. I think I didn't give it to you 2 weeks ago with that first promo, but yeah, I have to give it to you here. MVP, who do you give it to?
I never do codes. I'm gonna do codes this week. We're gonna do Wardlow and MJF. They're just great.
I'm going with Wardlow. I'm going with Wardlow on his own. Yeah, Wardlow deserves it for me. I had Hangman in consideration, but since I gave him the match of the night, I'll go with Wardlow for MVP of this show.
Who's also on that butcher diet. Jesus.
Also, yeah, he's slimming down. He's looking good. That's what it's all about. Get on that butcher diet. But Jimmy, thank you so much, as per usual, for another great edition of AEWramble. And I think the chat can tell me how many did Jimmy get, disclaimer wise. Let's see with his last bit of words if you're able to add to that. But yes, tell the people where they can find you on social media and your YouTube channel, sir.
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, even though I don't really use any of those. But I am there. 8, so 7 really, because the fucking Mama Jackson gave me one undeservedly so. So 7. A new record. We're getting better. We're gonna be down to 0 sooner or later.
You tied last week with your 8, but tell them about your comic book as well.
Comic book available at jimmymacram.com. Buy chapter 1 and 2 because you want to.
This man is doing great stuff. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. My written works over at RussellTalk.com. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Hill Heat. Of course, you can become an even bigger supporter of the True Hill Heat community by going to patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month, exclusive content, the True Hill Heat Prediction Championship, plus much, much more. And of course, you want to wear what the heels do. So go to prowrestlingtees.com/True Heels for your fire logo t-shirt. We're going to have an AEWramble t-shirt. I've even had people suggesting make a Jimmy Macram guy t-shirt. All of the proceeds will go to Jimmy for that one. But if we do go ahead with that, that seems like a good idea as well. Any final comments to highlight here? Film Nation seems disappointed. We didn't make it to 20 disclaimers. CM says 8. Dick Jackson says 8, and CM
7.
says, "I'm proud of you. I'm proud. Way to go, Jimmy." See, everybody's happy. And CM says, "I don't argue with other black mamas." She's smart. She's smart. You know the deal. But yes,
or this is like the
what? No, say it.
I didn't know she had baby. Then there was Texas. There's a Texas joke in there somewhere, and a punk t-shirt joke in there somewhere. I'm leaving it all alone because I love you all.
There you go. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Some great stuff up on here. You had last night the watch along Elite Heat #1, the AEW Dynamite watch along. You had the NXT watch along on Tuesday, NX3. You had the Monday Night Raw watch along, Rated Raw Superstars with the gang watching Monday Night Raw. And then you got this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, True Hill Heat 176, as we were going to go in depth, have this nuanced conversation about Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out on Monday Night Raw. Me and Jimmy will be back here next Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, AEWramble episode 44. So for Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble episode 43, a great episode of Rampage. We are signing off until next time.